Blizzard needs to punish leavers harsher. Plain and simple. How's it going, everybody? Force here, and today we're going to talk about the lever problem in Overwatch and how it still persists. I think in the last 3 days I've had a lever in about 1/3 of my games, and I'm currently sitting in the high 50s. I think my rank is like 57 or so. I've heard that the lever problem is an even bigger issue if you're playing in the 30s and 40s. And no, we're not just talking about someone who disconnects and comes back, but people who straight up leave a match. I want to emphasize here, we're really focusing on competitive play. Levers aren't a huge deal in quick play. They get replaced. But because of the nature of competitive and the fact that there are no replacements, levers need to be punished harsher in this particular game mode. And the main reason is, it greatly affects the other players. I don't care so much if someone has stuff to do or they've got internet problems. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad about their life or about their internet connection, but we're playing a team game. And if you leave that team, you're negatively impacting everyone else that's there. First of all, they don't get a fair match on either side, which is kind of the entire reason we're playing competitive mode. It's to get equal competition and test our skill against other players, so you rob them of that. And then there's the fact that this messes up the skill rating system. Like, if someone leaves the enemy team and you win, your skill rating gain is minimal, which I guess that makes sense because you won a 6 vs 5. That's not exactly difficult, so maybe you shouldn't get a lot of skill. But on the flip side, if someone leaves your team and you lose, which makes sense, your skill rating loss is huge. You end up losing a ton. So what this means is that if you play 2 games back to back with levers on either side, you'll actually end up going down in rank because you lose a ton when someone leaves on your team, but you don't gain a ton when someone leaves on the enemy team. And to top it all off, if someone leaves on your team and you still manage to win, for whatever the hell reason, you still gain a very small amount. Like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. So what systems are in place right now to prevent people from leaving games? Well, the current lever penalties are this. You'll immediately get an experience penalty for a set number of matches. You'll eventually be suspended from competitive play, and then if you leave often enough, you could be banned for the entire season. But I think the problem is that there needs to be an immediate consequence to leaving beyond this tiny experience penalty. It's honestly my opinion that you should suspend levers from competitive play immediately for a set duration of time. Let's say 10 to 20 minutes after their first leave. And then with successive leaves in a set time frame, let's say in the past week or in the past 10 or 20 games, you could increase that suspension time higher and higher. Now, what this will do is it's going to stop people from leaving unless they have to. And then it's also probably going to prevent people who feel like they might leave from queuing for competitive play in the first place, knowing that there's a harsh penalty. And you might say, well, Force, but that's not fair. What if something happens? What if I lose internet? Look, I'm not looking to punish people who get a quick disconnection but then end up coming back into the match, because let's be honest, most matches last 10, 20, sometimes 30 minutes. So if you have something that interrupts your gameplay, there's a good chance you'll be able to come back if you weren't leaving on purpose. But if you are just straight up saying screw this game or screw this match or screw this team and you decide to quit the match, yeah, I do think you should be punished. I do think you should incur an immediate lever penalty, stopping you from requeuing from a set amount of time. And then on top of that, I don't think we should be punishing the remaining players just because there was a lever in their match. I get if they want minimal gain for the winning team because it didn't take much effort to win that 6 vs 5, but at the same time, you should also then have minimal loss for that losing team. And then if someone does happen to win that 5 vs 6, I'm pretty sure they should be getting a huge skill boost, not a small one. Now, Blizzard has recently mentioned that they're currently working on fixes for this side of things in terms of how the rest of the players are affected, but I still think they really need to address levers harsher than they are right now. And I want to reiterate, I'm not looking to affect people who get disconnected for whatever reason, but then happen to return to the match before it's over. I'm only looking to punish the people who quit and never come back. And for those of you who have other things to do, I get it. Real life gets in the way. However, if you expect to not be able to complete a full competitive match, then maybe you should just queue for quick play. And people don't like to hear that, but the fact of the matter is that one lever negatively affects the 11 other people in your match. I get that you've got stuff to do, or something came up, or you simply don't care, but that's selfish. And there's no I in team game. I mean, there is an ME, but I don't know, whatever. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me here today, talking about levers in Overwatch, how I think they should be punished harsher. Blizzard really needs to take a firm stance to prevent this from happening, because otherwise we're just going to continue to get levers on a regular basis if they are not immediately punished for doing so. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and until next time, I'll see you later.